Hi everyone, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. Happy Friday! Welcome to another day in my 2023 holiday card series. I mentioned in the last video that I had some paper to share with you for a review, and here we go. So this is found on Amazon. I will have a link to it in the description box down below. It's pretty true to what it shows in the picture, and they have, I want to say like 10 or 15 different paper packs, so you don't have to get Christmas, but this is the one I got. You get, all of the sheets are single-sided. I believe there's 24, and it's a really nice, it's not like a cardstock, but it's a little bit thicker to me than like a regular pattern paper. It's thicker than copyweight paper for sure. They give you a pretty good mix of colors. Half of this is light with the pinks and the reds and the light blues. And then there's a little bit of it that pulls more deep. And I really like that about this pad. The artwork is adorable. The Santa and the snowman on this paper is so cute. I want it as a stamp. It's so stinking cute. So really nice paper. 10 out of 10 would recommend. This pad. Now I can't speak for the other ones, but I'm guessing if they're manufactured by the same person, maybe they're all going to be the same. Again, Amazon link in the description box down below. I'm not affiliated, but I recommend the paper. And it wasn't that expensive. I think this pad was like $6.99, and I had a 5% off coupon. So yeah, you guys know how Amazon do. You know how Amazon does. So we are making very, very, very beginner-friendly cards. Now, they are stepped up just a little bit, but they're still going to be friendly enough for those of you who may be new. Okay, so I picked out these 3 patterns. I'm going to end up not using the red. I don't know. I wanted it to be a little bit brighter, and that red is not bright at all. So I make A2 size cards for the most part. An A2 size card measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 when folded. I want this paper to cover the entire front of a card. So I cut it down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now I'm taking the points of each of these papers. You're going to see me cut it down. So let's cut it down. So that's at 4 1/4. And I'm sorry you can't see it, but it doesn't fit. This is huge. It doesn't fit. Even if I zoomed all the way out, it still wouldn't fit. Okay, so now I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to put the top left in my trimmer well and the bottom right in my trimmer well, so I have a piece of diagonal paper. Now, if you wanted to have a border where this didn't take up the entire front of a card, you would cut it to whatever you want your card front to be, whatever size you want that layer to be, and then you're going to cut it on the diagonal. So I have these 3 pieces of paper on my desk. You guys know I am on a mission to use up what's around me, and I'm trying. Now I'm flipping this script, switch, etc. Oh, before I forgot, if you're new here, welcome. Hi. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up, leave me a comment, all of the things. So if you didn't know, I'm on a mission to be as zero waste as possible with my crafting. So I'm saving all of my scraps, as long as they're not like teeny tiny and baby. And I have them in a bag off to the side, and maybe in another video I'll show you my scraps. And I am determined to use as much of that as I can, because I want to be as zero waste as possible. So here I'm just kind of figuring out which is going to go where, and we're going to do some stamping. So these are circles that I had left over from my card kits back in the summer. Card kits will be announced tomorrow. Stay tuned. Or Sunday. Stay tuned. So I'm using these. Now, if you don't have a die, like if you're brand new and you don't have dies and you don't have a die cutting machine, use a salad plate. Use anything that has a circle bottom that will fit your sentiment. So this sentiment is from My Favorite Things, and I believe it is We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Yeah. Okay. So these are Distress Oxides. Distress Oxides will stamp like a pigment ink. So the Distress ink doesn't stamp as well, but the Distress Oxides do. I'm using peacock feathers, kitsch flamingo, and something pistachio for my colors. And this sentiment just barely fits, but it fits. If it sits, it fits, right? If it fits, it sits. I don't remember for the kitty cats. Roxy doesn't like boxes. She's weird. So I am just using this in my Misty. I don't love the Misty, but when I'm just doing something small like this, it's fine. It'll work. It's cool. Here we go. So as far as like adhering these, I'm going to use liquid glue. And the reason why I'm using liquid glue is to give myself the ability to kind of move things around. That way, if I don't line it up perfectly, spoiler alert, I never do. I can, like, it'll give me a moment to move things around. This is when I decided that I wanted to bring in some of the blue pattern, and I did the exact same thing. I cut it on the diagonal. So I am going to add this one to this. And again, the card base really doesn't matter because I'm covering the whole thing up. But if you want it to have, a border around it, you'll want to use a colored cardstock. And this is when I realized that was actually cut bigger than it needed to be. So I cut at 4 1/4 by 11, score at 5 1/2. And that's how I get my card bases. If you are brand new, you can get card bases off of Amazon. Just search A2 folded note cards, and you will find note cards that you just have to fold them. So I felt like these were kind of plain and I wasn't loving it. So I brought in a blender brush and I'm just adding the color around the outside. And I started with pistachio so I could use the same brush and do I think this is papercrafting. Is this maybe Mermaid Lagoon? I honestly don't know. But I'm just adding a little bit around it, and I actually like this. And I had another idea, a little bit more advanced, but stamp your sentiment, then stamp it in Versamark, then add white embossing powder, and then heat it, and then go on top of that melted embossing. It's called Emboss Resist. And this could be an easy 1-layer card. So we'll get to that somewhere down the road. Next week, we're going to be doing how to turn non-Christmas holiday stamps into fun cards. So Monday's card will be, I'm using a birthday set. I've already started working on it. It's going to be a coloring. We're going to make a scene. It's going to be a little bit more advanced. But I will continue to throw in these kind of beginner-friendly cards as much as I can. Here you can see he's not straight, but I cut off the rest. Listen, I own it, right? I own that I am awful at cutting and gluing. I think I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. I was a teacher. I was a classroom teacher, and I did early childhood education. So my friend was helping me set up my classroom, actually in Tulsa. Oh, before we do this, I wanted to share with you my bag. I forgot I slowed this down. I'm like, what's taking so long? This is real time. This is my big bag of extra foam. This is the extra pieces. That's not the shapes. It's a lot. So I've put it in this bag, and I think pom-poms came in that bag. And I'm using this as my dimensional, just to add dimension. And they're doubles. There's adhesive on either side. You can cut them. You can tear them. So anyway, my right leg, like almost everybody's leg, is there's a little bit of a difference. Mine's like an inch, maybe 2. So when I am standing and I put up something, it's always going down to the right. And my friend, who is an art teacher, she's like, Misty, please, can I please put up your bulletin boards? When I taught kindergarten, I was like, you do it. You do what you want to do, because I hated doing bulletin boards. I liked drawing. One year I did a Dr. Seuss and I drew it, and that was pretty fun. But bulletin boards, because you have to be so stinking creative. Okay, so I brought in some little rhinestones that were colored, and I added a rhinestone to each of the eyes. So there's an eye with a dot and wishing. The font in Christmas is different. Now, I took my own life in my hands with this. I shouldn't say like that, but you know what I mean. So distress inks react with liquid, and this is a liquid shimmer pen. Luckily, it didn't smear, so yay, but be careful. But I really needed some shimmer. I needed some shimmer. So while these are beginner friendly, they're still really fun, really cute, really vibrant. You guys know how I like it. So yeah, but that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I really do appreciate you. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Please say hi in the comments. Let me know where you are from and who you are. I've been love getting to know some of you guys in the comments. I really do appreciate that. If you haven't already, I have a Facebook group, Facebook page, Instagram. I have an Etsy shop where you can buy some cards, and I will have a video Sunday about these card kits that should have been here 10 years ago. But anyway, guys, have a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are. I love your faces. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.